Hey, Dustin here, Smoking Eagles Rod Shop. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing this Vevor 1,300-pound high-lift transmission jack, and then we're going to review the thing. I got to pull the gas tank out of my truck and put it back in, and I just filled the tank up, so she's clear full. I don't know how much a gallon of fuel weighs times 3,800 gallons and lots of weight, but that gas tank is super heavy. We're going to drop it down and put it back in with this jack. Not that that job is really relevant to the video, other than it's going to put this jack to the test. So, yeah, I've been eyeballing these transmission jacks for a while. I've needed one here at the shop. I just haven't stumbled across one at a yard sale or a swap meet or auction or anything. And so now I need to pull the transmission out of the blue truck, and I need to drop this gas tank. So I thought, you know what, just pull the trigger on the thing. It was about 200 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description to the exact jack that I have and a couple of other ones that are comparable. There's about 855,000 different options on there. I could have got one that was used like new and saved $10, but I thought, is $10, is it really worth trying to save 10 bucks to get a used one? Especially when I'm going to be holding transmissions over my head. Well, there's already a car over my head. You know, if it was 30 or 40 bucks, I'm the cheap ass guy that would go for it, but 10 bucks, give me the new one. Yeah, so let's get into this thing. This is heavy. Make sure you get somebody to help you unload it or move it or whatever you got to do, because my back is not my friend right now. It is packaged pretty good. They got it taped all around all the straps and everything. But for a couple $100 bucks, I'm interested to see what we get. There's a lot of mixed reviews on Amazon saying that the bolt holes don't line up, this sucks, that sucks, I had to make my own whatever. So I thought, hey, I'll make a video, toss her on the old YouTube for you guys, and we'll go at it. So this looks like one of the legs. That's something else people kind of complained about. They said that these tabs where the casters go have a tendency to bend or something. I'm guessing you'd have to really overload this thing to have that happen. But I could always weld a gusset in there to keep that from moving. And they complain that the caster wheels are kind of chintzy and cheap, but I got a Harbor Freight right up the street, so I can get new casters if I have to. No big deal. I'd like to not spend a couple $100 bucks on something and then have to upgrade half the stuff, but these casters don't look cheap and chintzy. These look pretty good, really. Yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to do first, but these are the top thing in the box, so that's what's getting installed first on mine. Toss these casters on here. Looks like 2 out of 4 have locking locks on the wheels. So here's this. The wheels, I don't think they're supposed to go on this way. If you put them on this way, your jack's going to sit off a low to the ground. Pretty sure they're supposed to go on this way. Where did instructions go? All I need is a picture. Yep, I was right. Won't need those again. So to install these casters, you're going to run a washer, lock washer, nut. Let me go get a impact on that. 19 millimeter. So now I got these big old bolts here, which I assume are the ones that hold those legs over there to the bottom of the jack. So I'm going to move all this stuff off to the side so it doesn't get lost. We'll grab the next piece out of there. That's the big center ring. Looks pretty handy. Some of the jacks didn't have these rings. We'll leave that in the bag for now. And there is the jack itself. So I'll get you guys up on the tripod and I'll get that jack pulled out of here. So because I'm putting it together on this table, it was easier for me to pull those casters back off just because it would have fit, but then getting it off the table, I would have fought with those wheels. Anyway, pulled those off. I was having issues with the threads for this bolt. Took me a little while to get that to go in. The threads in this bottom base just aren't the greatest. It's like their tap needed changed about 800,000 pieces ago. But you know, it's Chinese quality. That's what you're gonna get. I just took my time, worked with it, didn't strip my threads out and got it to go in there. Yeah, so on to the next piece. I'm not sure what the instructions say. Don't really care. I think I'm gonna put the pedal on it next. I think there's only a couple of pieces. I think it's just the pedal and then the top ring, and then it's pretty much assembled. Put the top piece on, set her on the ground. So I'll get the pedal and see how that goes on there. So I got the pedal out here. Pretty self-explanatory. That pin goes through that hole. There's a clip on here, and there's a clip here. So I guess you could take that pin out, put that on, then put this back in, or just pull that out, put this in. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to compress this somehow to kind of finagle everything together. I'm gonna need ring clip pliers, which I have a set of. That clip looks like it's about popped out. So I need to put that in its groove. And then, yeah, I'll actually probably take that one out and pull the pin out that direction since this shaft's in the way. And then we'll try and figure out the quickest, easiest way to get this thing in there. All right, so we're just gonna take our clip out here. Like so. We can pull this pin out. This is gonna slide right down in there. Like so. There, that wasn't so hard. It appears to be working. So that wasn't very hard. Some reviews online said that was like the hardest part of the whole thing, which putting that bolt in on the other side was a lot harder than that. Let's get the ring on there. Okay, so the ring comes with 3 bolts and nuts. I put some washers on here because I think washers are going to make it a little nicer, but obviously doesn't have to have the washers. And it just goes around the top edge here. Juggling act, I'm like a circus freak. Juggling act. Don't worry, I won't quit my day job. But if you buy some merch and watch all the ads, we can get a 632 and you can watch me jack that all up. These bolts are excessively long. Although if they weren't, I don't know how you'd pull this in this tight. Okay, rings on there. Next thing's gonna be the top, so I'll go grab that. So here's the top. It just has one bolt here. And yeah, you just shove this on the top of here and that bolt goes down in that groove. I'm probably gonna put a little bit of, I don't know, is that a lock? No. They both go in line with each other so it'll swivel. So I think I'm gonna squirt some grease on the top of this so that it'll swivel nice and easy like. Wheel bearing grease is nice and gross. Goop that all on there good. Okay, toss this on there. Just like so. Okay, I'll tighten these up a little bit. I assume these are 14s as well. They are. So these are 14s, these are 14s. I'm going to tighten it down until it touches and then back it off just a smidgen. Yeah, it actually swivels there. The whole shaft swivels. So I don't know what's better to have swivel. Probably the top. And not the shaft swiveling on the seals and the jack. I don't know. We'll see. We're learning together. There, that's swiveling around that just fine. Now, will it come off of there? Nope, won't come off of there. It's got a little bit of wobble. But once you get the weight on your jack, it's going to sit where it wants to sit. It can't really come off of there. Put a little grease on all this stuff, these threads here, because these obviously are drier than the Sahara Desert. Those are going to need a little bit of lubage. There, that only went everywhere. Not bad. Well, I'll get this one lubed up and that one lubed up. You guys don't want to sit here and watch me. All right, guys, so got it on the ground. Here it is. And here's my phone. Yo, yo, what's up? The height from the ground. So if you've got a lift, the bottom of the plate is 69 and almost 3/4, 69 and a half. Pretty easy, but this is fully extended. Again, you don't have to put your lift all the way up to the moon. My dad's always complaining because he's like 6'2" or something. And he's like, oh, I just hit my head on your car, but you know, I'm 5'8", so I can have the car way down here if I need to get the transmission out. It ain't gonna bother me at all. All the tall people can just, you know, duck or something. Other than that, I think it looks really good. I think it's gonna work good. I did spray a little more multi-purpose lube on the shafts here just to keep them from flash rusting or anything. It takes a little while to go all the way up. Goes down pretty quick, especially with no weight on it. I would have thought it would go down a lot slower than that. But yeah, that's working really good. And then to go up, you just switch your lever the other way. Got your foot pedal here. It doesn't go up slow, it takes a while to go up this high. But remember, your alternative is picking up that 300-pound transmission. Unless you're an import guy, then you don't even need this. Just pick it up, put it in there. They're only like 12.5 pounds anyway. But around here, we're gonna do a lot of turbo 350s, turbo 400s, 4L80s, stuff like that. And they're a little tough on your back unless you're Hulk Hogan. So I just pulled my first transmission with my new transmission jack, and what are my thoughts? I think it worked out really, really well. I'm really happy with the way it performed. Now, I didn't use the chains here. I used some ratchet straps that I had, and they're way overkill. So I'm gonna get some straps that are a little bit smaller and will work a little better, maybe alter this just a little bit so that it's a little more convenient for me. But really, straps are just nice because they're flat and they fit between the case of your transmission and your floor a lot easier. They give you a little more room to go up and down in there without having chains kind of in there taking up some space, but I'm sure those would have worked just fine. Yeah, for the price of this thing, I think it's a really good deal, especially for us home gamers that aren't transmission guys that are pulling trannies every day or every week or something like that. But you know, if you're gonna pull 4 or 5 of them a year, maybe 10 of them a year, I think this is a good use of your money. Now, if you're only gonna do like one, maybe you should just do it on the ground because this thing sits around the rest of the time. But I also use it for gas tanks, as you saw, so it has multiple uses. You could probably use it for a rear end if you made like a plate on there so that it had a little more support out on the edges. You could probably strap a rear end to it, put a rear end in and out. Lots of possibilities here. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on it. If there's a brand that you think is more affordable or better bang for your buck. And yeah, I'll post some other videos around my melon here of things I'm doing in the shop, like working on my burnout car, and pulling transmissions and wrenching on giant Buick motors and all kinds of other fun stuff. And yeah, go check that stuff out. We do have a membership program if you're interested in that. And we have merch available on our website. I'll put all the links in the description. And until next time, keep on wrenching. Peace.